Placement Cup is in 3 days and we have a completely new meta and map to get used to. I'm gonna give you a few tips to help increase your chances of qualing on Saturday. First is picking your drop spot. If you haven't decided on a drop yet, I don't blame you. There's only 9 POIs to choose from and a bunch of splits that people are creating. When choosing, keep in mind what you need out of your drop. This season there isn't a lot of metal on the map and mats in general are a lot lower, so you want to make sure that you get as many mats as you can out of your drop, or at least have them in your early game route because it's not that easy to come by this season. The next thing is winning off spawn. It's a brand new map and everyone's testing different drop spots trying to figure out where they want to land. In the Placement Cup, especially if you're landing a POI or a good split, expect to be conned almost if not every game. There's 740 less chests on this map than the last one, meaning more people have to fight in order to get loot good enough to make it to endgame. Every drop spot varies, but you need to have the best drop in order to win consistently, which means you need a drop map. The easiest way to make one is by loading into an empty custom game or into pubs if you don't have a code, and mark the drop you think will give you the lowest glide, and based off of whether you're too high or too low, adjust the mark until you have a perfect drop. Then you could go over the Fortnite GGs and mark down that drop. Make sure wherever that mark is, you have a reference point, making it easy for you to ping that drop every time. You want to have at least 8 perfect drops, 1 for each bus direction, but as you continue to drop, you'll find better marks for specific bus paths that you'll need to add, but as long as you have the main 8 for Placement Cup, you'll be better off than having nothing at all. You'll also need to figure out your loot route and getting out your drop as fast as possible. Staying ahead of zone, especially in stat games, is so important because if you're the last team rotating in, you'll be tagged and have to burn more mats, and if you haven't noticed already, mat refarm this season is not that good. These 900 damage rocks that used to give 140 break are now giving 36. In scrims, you'll notice pros have a lot less mats and are forced to take fights if they want to go into moving with any type of mats. Last thing I'll talk about is what pros are carrying based off the scrims I've seen so far. There are 3 types of mobility right now: slap juice, hammers, and pads. No one's carrying slap juice right now unless they absolutely need to, so you can forget about that. Pads only come out supply drops, so those are a lot harder to come by now, and then you got hammers. When used properly, hammer is such a useful mobility item. The few times I've seen hammer used successfully endgame was when it was used on a high layer. You're able to land on, if not relatively close to your teammate, and regroup while saving a bunch of mats. Similar to blobs last season, it was good to stay on the high layer and only use them for a short period of time to ensure you and your teammate could stay together. It only starts to go left if you force the hammer on the lower layer and end up getting stuck in some build, split from your teammate, or something along those lines. A good thing to know is if you only have one hammer, you can have your teammate stand in the corner of your box, hit them, and they'll get the same effect and stay close to you. That's it for this video. If you learned something, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'll be live streaming scrims all this week at twitch.tv/HOWL if you want to support me there. Don't forget to use code HOWL in the item shop, and I'll catch you guys later.